Hey everyone, it's Kaliko. Just a short little video, as short as I can make it. It's probably gonna end up being like 10 minutes, but wanted to show you guys what I've been working on, because I haven't been posting in a few days. The weapons pack for San Andreas. Been hard at work at it, trying to get all the data and all the textures and everything to look great. Been trying to combine all of these artists' awesome creations into one big folder. I've been giving them the credits and everything. It's just been a lot of work, that's what I'm trying to get to. But I'm ready to show you the majority of them. This is not everything, because I haven't added everything to the pack yet. And this is not everything that has been added, because I want to keep some stuff a secret for whenever the whole thing is out. But I'm going to show you the majority of this stuff. Alright. Shut up, Tweelave. You know I'm out here trying to do business right now. Alright. First weapon that's added, Auto Mag, which obviously I've used the real names for adding these. These are gonna have lore-friendly names once they're added in ammunation, and they will actually be named like GTA weapons. They won't have real names or anything. But for simplicity's sake, they are using real names for spawn names and such, so that way you know what they are. First up though, Auto Mag. This gun is a 44 Magnum. 8-round pistol. It's got one more round than the Desert Eagle. It kind of behaves like one. If you don't know what kind of weapon this is, it's like a Magnum pistol. It fires a little bit faster than the Eagle, has one extra bullet, but doesn't do quite as much damage, because I still want the default San Andreas weapons to still be viable. I want you to still use them. I don't want them to just be completely obsolete at this point.
Cool, baby, cool.
So,
hey, pass that bud. Did Tasha braid your hair?
Did Tasha braid your hair? The 3 trays are about to get taken out. Pow!
What you think? Hey, what's up, man? That's right, that's right. Oh, that's cool.
He said, that's right, and got splattered. So you'll notice that it's using a unique sound effect that you have never heard before. That is because I have handcrafted these sound effects for these added guns myself. I have used sound effects from different games from around the period, True Crime, Manhunt, other GTAs for instance, kind of mixed them together, edited them together, and try to make sounds that are still kind of, I don't want to say like compressed and nasty, but just kind of lower quality, I guess? I didn't want them to be as high fidelity. I didn't want to use like Call of Duty sounds that are like 700 gigabytes of sound effect. So, let me know which sound effects you enjoy the most out of these weapons. Let me know if any of them bother you, and I can change them. I'm just looking for some input right now, so just let me know what you want in the comments. Alright, the next pistol that we're going to be checking out is the Glock, which you see in cutscenes all the time, but never actually was made into the game. I'm trying to show you the texture here, without it getting too bad. Every weapon texture, normally, in the game, it has 64 by 64-bit textures, which are pretty shitty. I have doubled that. Every weapon in the game is now 128 by 128, even the default weapons. I'm gonna have a video showing all the default weapons, because they have been edited and changed too, to be rebalanced to fit with the added weapons, and based on what they would kind of be like in real life, just to kind of give them a different feel. Continuing on with this, the Glock, you know what I'm saying? Let me run Tweelave's pockets real quick. What's up? Yeah. Now the Popo's watching? Where? Someone died in my mouth?
Ah, screw you.
Damn!
Hey, pay a nigga.
Gave him the whole business. Glock, semi-auto, fires a little bit faster than the Colt 45. It's default in the game, has a 17-round mag, which is the same as the normal pistol. But the normal pistol now only has 8 shots and does more damage, which you'll see whenever I cover the default, but that's why this one looks so much similar to the regular pistol. Because fun fact, if you didn't know, the regular pistol is based on this one, and they ended up using the Colt 45 model instead. So, moving on. The silenced Glock, which is same thing as the regular, just a bigger mag size.
Now you got dirt in them ears, huh, CJ?
Shut up, Franklin.
What's up, homie?
I'm not gonna have his EES haircut talk about my haircut, and then he's gonna talk about dirt in my ears. Works as a sounds pistol, obviously. Other NPCs can't hear it or anything like that. We're completely silent, just like the native gun. Let me just, AEZ them away real quick. Oh, there's a little sneak peek of the Uzi in the game. Or, the micro Uzi, I guess, the default one. Anyways, works the same, just a silenced version of it. Does a little bit less damage, but it's silenced. So that's the trade-off. If you want more damage, don't get the silenced one. Moving on to the next pistol, we have the 38 Special, which is a little revolver, little snub-nose, pocket defense piece, you know what I'm saying? Little personal piece. Doesn't do very much damage.
Personally, Carl. Yeah? Will you down?
Gave him the whole business. Basically, as you see, works as a pistol, a little bit stronger than the normal handguns in the game. As far as like pistols go, you know, Glock, the regular one, stuff like that. But you also only get 6 shots. It's not a Python though. It is not a Desert Eagle. All right. Eventually, if you commit to the 38 enough, and you commit to learning the life of the 38, you can dual wield them and get 12 rounds. And it obviously as you get more weapon level, it does a little bit more damage as you go up to. Most weapons do that, except for a few. You know, we're trying to have some fun. We're trying to make the weapon seem a little different here. Moving on, M9. You can see me moving this piece. It's kind of an in-between from the Glock and the regular pistol. Got a little bit less ammo, does a little bit more damage. Fires a little bit slower than the Glock, fires a little bit faster than the Colt. It's like a little in-betweener. This can be dual wielded as well. The next pistol, which I'm really excited for, I want to try to do something else with the texture because it doesn't look as great as I want it to. But for now, you'll see it has the extendo clip. That's because this is the first and perhaps only, I may be adding one more, so don't quote me on that, but perhaps only full auto pistol in the game, and it does go, as you can see, in the actual pistol slot. Full auto. Does not have a very big mag for an SMG and doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it is full auto in the pistol slot, and it can be dual wielded if you get enough pistols. There you go, you can see it going up. All of them are native with the weapon skills in the game. Moving on, this will excite some of you. Big boy Python. This is the actual Magnum version, not the 38 Special, you know what I'm saying? This is the big boy hand cannon. Let me find a target. Can somebody walk over here at the Johnson house? I'm trying to enact my stand my ground law. Come here, Tweedledee. Give him the grandpa piece. Damn. Python does a little bit more damage than the Desert Eagle, but it has one less bullet, and it doesn't have as much range as the Desert Eagle, and it fires a little bit slower. So there's still a reason to have the Desert Eagle, but the Python obviously looks sick, does a little bit more damage. So it's a... Damn, I can't hit nothing! Oh, gave him the whole thing, didn't I? Except I didn't. I still have 3 rounds left. Alright, moving on. Vice City Stories fans will admire this. This is the Equalizer. This is the Python from Vice City Stories, and it has a scope on it, which I am really wanting to point out, because you're all like, why have 2 revolvers? That's because the scope is functional. You go into first person in this, which some of you may like, some of you may not. That's why I have 2 Pythons. If you don't want the scope, if you don't like that idea, if you don't like using it, which I will bring up, there's a few first-person weapons like that in the game that I've added. There's usually an alternative that doesn't have a scope, but has slightly different stats. So it'll still be your choice, but you'll see the Equalizer actually has 8 rounds instead of 6. It's got a bigger chamber. Yes, they do have revolvers that have more than 6 rounds. Does slightly more damage than the Python, and has the first-person scope capability, so it has the most range for any Magnum like Desert Eagle in the game. This one does fire the slowest though, but I mean, it's basically a little hand cannon pocket sniper. Like, I bet I can kill homeless man. No! Don't despawn on me. Yeah, I took out the streetwalker over there. She's still alive? Nah, she's waffled. Done. Look at Franklin. Done. Sorry. Look at him. He just turned around and walked the other way. He doesn't even give a fuck. Smoked his ass.
Hey,
So you can't zoom with it because it's obviously just a small scope, but being in first person takes CJ out of the way. You can see a lot clearer. You get a lot more range. I figured that was a good takeaway. Moving on to the last pistol I'm showing you today, it is the PMM, or the Makarov. This weapon will not be sold in ammunition. You will not be able to buy this weapon at all in the game. You'll only be able to find it off the Russian Mafia that spawned in on some of the big smoke missions, and they will spawn in some of the other story missions as well, including End of the Line, I believe. That's the only way to find them. It's not like it's a super good weapon or anything. No offense to the Russians out there. It's just a pistol alternative as far as this one. There's another Russian weapon. Lets you hear the sound and everything. It's kind of a more metallic-y pistol sound from San Andreas. A little bit higher pitched. Only they will use them. I just wanted to add some detail. They will only use the Russian weapons in the game now, which is really cute. So expect to see this from the Russian Mafia. And that will wrap up the pistols for us. Alright, moving on to shotguns. We only have 5 to show here, but there is more than that. I'm only showing 5 right now. First to start with is the good old-fashioned double barrel. We obviously have one as a sawn-off, but this is a full-sized version. It does more damage than the sawn-off, especially as you level it up, but you obviously don't get to dual wield, and you obviously can't run around one or two-handed if you're dual wielding with it. So that's your trade-off. More range, more damage. You don't get to dual wield it, so you'll only get 2 shots forever, and you don't get to run around with it, so your mobility is nerfed. Moving on, we have the AA-12, which was around during the time. It was made in the 80s. Some of these may be made a little bit after the 90s, I will say. Or not the 90s specifically, but like 1996, 97, 98. My timeline is up to 2005, which sounds nuts, but I'm really trying to stay towards the 90s. There's only a couple like cars that are closer to the 2005s, and that's because San Andreas actually has a 2005 car in the game normally, the Bullet. So while I am going that far because the default game does, I'm trying not to, and I'm only putting it in if I find something that's extremely well made and something that I want to show off that I can tell the author put a lot of work into, and something that I want more people to be able to see and experience. So keeping that in mind, don't keep that in mind, actually. That's the whole point. The AA-12 was made in the 80s, so it's actually lore friendly. But keep that in mind if you see cars and stuff. Oh, it's gonna pick up. You're gonna get sent straight to heaven. God's gonna pick your ass straight up. Straight to heaven. Alright. What up? Damn. Obviously, it's faster than the Spaz 12. It's going to be a little bit better than the Spaz 12, which is the best shotgun in the game. But I mean, I said that I wanted the default guns to be viable, but I never said that all of them are going to still be like top dog. This is going to be a late game shotgun though. You probably won't get this till like Las Venturas or anything. Same with the next shotgun you're about to see, which is the USAS, which is basically the same as the AA-12, just fires a little bit faster, has a little bit more ammo, doesn't do quite as much damage as the AA-12. As you can see, close range you can't notice as much, but further away, you can really tell about the damage drop off. Like, look at that. Took all 20 shots to set the car on fire from a distance. So it's definitely something you're going to want to keep close to range and on you towards the end of the game. For those of you who like the countryside missions in the Badlands, here's a new shotgun that will appear, the Lover Shotgun. Looks a little rough right now. I'm looking for different models and things to use. But right now, this is from the base game. It's a cut-down country rifle that's been edited with a bigger bore, barrel and stuff. 6 rounds. Pow! He has a little pumping animation. Need to figure something out about that. Might try to find some kind of custom animation to put in there. It may not even be left in because of how rough it is, but it is really cute.
Yeah, you CJ a
Yeah!
bitch, huh? Give me
Alright.
that money.
Next up on these shotguns, we have a classic shotgun. Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, I think. Got the stubby shotgun. Works just like the pump. It handles a little bit faster than the pump, and you can move a little bit faster. Doesn't have as much range, doesn't have as much damage, but it's only a slight trade-off.
I'm straight, motherfucker.
Damn, let him know, CJ.
Give me
And by the
shit.
way, if you hear a standard sound like that, like for the stubby, where it sounds like the regular chrome shotgun, it's because the chrome gun is actually sounding different. So, just keep that in mind for the future. And we're gonna actually wrap it up the shotguns with the stubby. So let's move on to the SMGs. Alright, the first SMG we're checking out is the M12, Beretta M12. Where's my Siege players at? Caveira's SMG. This is gonna be a cheap MP5, like an entry level before you actually unlock the MP5. Doesn't do as much damage. Has a little bit more ammo though. Doesn't have near as much range. Obviously less damage.
This all
Not
you
much
give
else
me?
to say about it. Looks great though. Model looks fucking fantastic. Thank you, Slingshot, for your great work. A lot of these are done by Slingshot. I don't want to not give credit to the other authors, but a lot of these weapons are done by Slingshot. Fantastic artist. You guys need to check out his stuff. Up next is the MAC-10, which is up to 50 shots. Does a little bit more damage than the micro SMG. Just looks clean. Really makes you feel like you're straight in the ghetto. This is so ghetto. Let him have it. Also fires fast as fuck if you can't tell. And that makes it very hard to actually hit any shots. But very good for spray and pray. The idea is you want to just kind of run up on people instead of firing, like you see how he's fire away? Okay, well that was a bad example. That was a horrible example. Let me try Tuileve then. See how I can't hit anything after I start bursting? Or after I start firing full auto for a bit? The idea is you want to try to get up on them or burst it from a distance instead of like the micro SMG where you just kind of do whatever. Get up on them. You're far away. Burst it. You see what I'm saying? It's you gotta have some control to it. You gotta learn how to use it. Speaking of MAC-10s, we got a silenced version, which does work silence. As you'll see, the stock is extended. On the other one, it was folded up, and that is because this one handles like an MP5. It is suppressed. Works like the silenced pistol.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just
NPCs won't hear it, and things of that nature. It's got a custom little sound. Fires just as fast as the regular MAC-10, does a little bit less damage. It's usually the trade-off for the added silencer guns. Does a little bit more accurate, it seems, with the suppressor. I don't even remember adding that. But, I mean, you know, we're all learning. We're all learning a little bit. Next up, M3. I've seen newer straps than this in a museum. Again, another starter SMG that you might find before you get the MP5. It has a slower fire rate, does a little bit more damage than the MP5 though. But the recoil, you see that? You can't really hit anything at full auto with it either. And it does not have very good accuracy from the jump. It's not a good weapon. It's just something to get you started for an SMG. That's where I'm trying to base some of these off of, just to give you an idea. Speaking of starter weapons, here is the Scorpion. 10-round mag SMG, but if you can make it pop, you can make it pop. Watch this. Look at Trey walking around. Give me that grip! See that? 10 rounds and I took out 2 enemies. You just have to be smart with your ammo. It's gonna be a starter SMG, probably gonna be cheaper than the Tech 9. or I may make it available before the Tech 9, because the Tech 9's been a little bit buffed with this mod. But it'll get you started. I mean, it's a place to start. Moving on, this is the Russian SMG I was telling you about that only the Russian Mafia will spawn in with. It's obviously the Bison. This will not be sold in any ammunitions either, because obviously it's not American. But you can find it. It is basically an MP5, does a little bit less damage, same accuracy, has a giant magazine in it though. Oh, what was that, CJ? There you go, I'm starting to get my weapon skill up. But that will only be used by the Russian Mafia during gang wars, things like that they spawn in on. Moving on, this is a hidden weapon, which is some of them that I told you I'm not going to show you. This is one of them, which is going to be like a late game, like, ultimate weapon, you know what I mean? Like, something you're going to strive for. You're not going to be able to buy this, you're going to have to find this in a weapon spawn somewhere. This is the Citizen, which, okay, I seem to have messed up. It's supposed to have 100 rounds, not 30. It's a take on the Patriot, which I believe is from Metal Gear Solid, but I think it's a real weapon. Basically a little carbine version of an M4, no stock, but a giant 100-round drum mag. I will get it fixed, I promise. It will have the 100 rounds. I don't even know how it got changed. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's pretty accurate, and you can just kind of hold down fire. And the best thing about it is it's in the SMG slot, so it handles like an MP5. So you can have this and like an AK if you want something that does more damage, but is a little bit slower and not as accurate later on. So let's let it bust its thing. Just imagine there's 100 shots instead of 30. Oh yeah. Can you imagine 100 of them things just going straight at you? Yeah, this will be hidden. You'll have to find this as a weapon pickup. I'm gonna have a few of those. There's gonna be a lot more weapon pickups as well whenever it is all finished. Moving on, let's go to another favorite of mine, favorite of anyone from Vice City and shit. It's the full-sized Uzi that handles like an MP5. Whenever I say handle like an MP5, I'm saying like you're not one-handing it. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be able to dual wield it, but you'll be able to shoulder fire and stuff like that. It's gonna be a slightly weaker MP5, slightly more ammo. It's got a 32 round mag instead of 30. I believe the MP5 has a little bit more range, or maybe it could be this one. I can't remember quite for sure. I'll try to get a stat list out too whenever it fully releases. Speaking of Uzi, we have a silenced version. Pretty self-explanatory. Why did you even say that to me, brother? Taken out.
Give me that money.
It's silent. Can't be heard by peds or anything. Very simple to grasp. A little bit less damage than the regular Uzi, but it's silent, so you get how it works by now. Moving on, MP5 that is silenced works just like the standard MP5 that's in the default, except it is now silenced. Damn, he saw that dude get smoked. Dead! Finish the rest of the mag so you can kind of see how the sound effect sounds, how it looks whenever it's firing and stuff. Alright. I gotta flip my little pad here that I have all these written down on. That's how many we're going through. Alright, the last SMGs are really cool and something I'm gonna show you. So we have the regular Tech 9, as you can see, which is in the standard game, you know. There's what the Tech 9 sounds like now. La 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 and shit. So now we have Tech 9 Grove, which is the same weapon, but now you'll notice there's a green bandana wrapped around it. So now you can rep Grove Street as you blast on Grove Street, sadly. And if you want to extend that, you will also see Ballas with Tech 9s and repping their flags, and you can also find Vagos that will rip flags on their machine guns. They'll still have the regular Tech 9 as you saw,
Got a fresh cut right
with
there,
no
man.
flag that will also spawn in, so they won't always have one. It's just kind of a little detail thing that you'll see spawn in from different gang members and stuff. That being said, we can move on to the assault rifles finally. Alright, so the first assault rifle is the famous FAL. It's a little bit slower firing rifle. Small amount of ammo, but it does do a fair amount of damage. Got a higher range than the AK, but less than the M4, I believe. It's a lot of stats that I've been going through, guys. You'll have to forgive me. Got a good sound in my opinion. Some of these have sounds that aren't that great that I plan on updating. This one has a great sound in my opinion. I don't see a point in changing this one unless you guys just hate it. Moving on. GTA 3 favorite, the M16. You'll see it only has 20 rounds, and it actually has the 20 round mag for the detail, and that's because it does handle like the GTA 3 M16. For example, I had to nerf it so it wasn't so powerful, and that's why it has a 20 round mag. That way you can't just shit on everyone. You'll have to reload often. And what did the GTA 3 version have whenever you aimed it? You could go into first person, remember? So if you get the scoped version, which you'll see even the icon I custom made and the scope that is on the gun, you'll also see it also has a 30 round mag. To compensate, this is like an upgraded M16. It goes into first person just like GTA 3, has 10 extra rounds in the magazine so that way you can shit on people more. And feels just like they're playing in Liberty City again, which feels really fun. Especially with the sound. Great for long range encounters, but you may still want the M4 because it has 20 more rounds than the scoped version and 30 more rounds than the unscoped version that you fire over the shoulder like the regular, so there'll still be a reason to have it. Vice City fans rejoice because the Ruger's back. Little M14 little rifle.
For life, huh?
Hope you like the sound. I tried to use the original, tried to add some different sound depth and dampening to it. .20 round mag. Basically, an upgraded FAL. Does a little bit more damage than the FAL, I believe. Doesn't have as much range though, but fires a little bit faster. Same mag size. So that's your trade-off with it. The AUG, famous from Vice City as a beta weapon, was cut from the game early, so we never got to see it. You'll notice that it also comes equipped with a scope, and it also works as an original weapon with a scope. And this will be even better than the M4, I'm thinking. Very late game, like Las Venturas. 10 more rounds in the M4, goes into first person so you've got clear view. Fires just a little bit slower than the M4, but I feel like that helps you handle the recoil even better for the first person. So it's even better in my book. Blow up. Weak ass little propane tank. What's up, lady of the night? Oh, I shot her in the side boob. That sucks. Alright, next up, the Galil. 30 rounds. A little bit stronger than the AK, but fires a little bit slower, I believe. Or no, it fires a little bit faster. The AK's a little bit stronger. This is also going to be kind of a late game AK replacement. Not really a replacement, but like a stronger version, like an upgrade, you know, as you get further into the game, so you don't have to completely abandon the AK if you like the stronger, slower assault rifle type. And last but not least that I am showing you is the M4 that is silenced, and it also works as a silenced pistol where NPCs won't hear it. I will let you preview the sound now.
Get bust on, huh?
Yeah, take it.
Really good. 30 rounds instead of the 50 in the normal M4. I just realized that the icon isn't set up. I will fix that. This is also why I'm going through all of these. I'll get the icon fixed for that. but also silenced, 20 less bullets, does the same damage as the M4 though. And now we can move on to the rifles and sniper rifles. Yay! So for the first rifle, we have the PSG-1 from Vice City. Isn't the nasty silver texture that it was. It's black, custom scope, custom sound obviously that I made. I'm really proud about this sound. Give me a little bit of credit if you like it. I think this is one of the best sounds I made. Very fitting of the PSG-1 in my opinion. I'll shut up so you can hear it now. And LL Cool J is about to be LL Fool Jade. No! I shot the homie instead. There we go. So that's the PSG. Moving on, we have a WA 2000 Hitman Fans. It also has a custom reticle, as you'll see, and the regular sniper has a different reticle. So the snipers do have unique reticles. It does slightly more damage than the PSG-1, and also fires way faster. Is the stat-wise trade-offs for this. Damn. And it has a more clear reticle, in my opinion, because of the red dot instead of it being just nothing there. Next up, late game sniper rifle. This is like in game. You can get the 50 cal, the heavy sniper. This thing does like 300 damage a shot. So it's an insta kill on like basically any pad unless it's a boss fight like Big Smoke or something. And with 5 shots in the mag, I want you to take a gander at this. Watch this. Instant blows up just about any car. If you can get all 5 shots into it, it instant blows it up. 4 sets it on fire, 5 finishes it off. So, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4 on fire. Okay, it's not a crash gun. It is an explosive gun, I promise. So now we are moving into the SVD, which is the Dragunov, if you didn't know. This was in Vice City Stories. This is the weakest sniper in the game, but it also fires the second fastest under the WA, or under the WA 2000, aka, but it has 10 rounds, so you're good to go. If you can't tell, that is the AK sound that has been edited, pitched down. It has another sound mixed with it to give it some dampening. I thought that was a good starter point, since the Dragunov is like an AK on steroids. I'm probably gonna get thrashed by gun people for that know more than I do. But you know what I mean. Similar Russian weapon, so I tried to keep it in the same sound bank. That way it still made sense lore-wise as well. Moving on to the last rifle in the game. You may know country rifles that, or the country rifle, I guess. There's gonna be a couple other rifles. This is the only one I'm gonna show. The country rifle doesn't have a scope, obviously. This is going into that bank. It's the SL8. It's gonna be a— whoa! Who's blasting on— okay! This is the SL8. It's gonna be a late game country rifle. It has more ammo, obviously, because it has an actual mag. It does a little bit more damage, and it has far more accuracy and range and fire rate. So this will be available. Obviously, not till late game. Let me cheat my way out of this. Alright, and moving on to the heavy weapons. Alright, so the first heavy weapon that we have is the M60 from Vice City and Liberty City Stories. I tried to give it, I tried to balance it because I think in those games they have 100 rounds in the mag. Lowered it by 25, but it's still, I still try to make it a handle and have the damage like it does from those games, so that way you can still feel like you're using it. Also, you can only fire it from the hip no matter what your skill is. You can crouch with it though. And as your skill level gets higher, it will increase. You'll notice it's a little bit slower than like standard Vice City, if you can tell by the that it normally has. Whenever you get to max level with assault rifles and M4s and stuff, the M60 will fire just as fast as it did in there. I wanted you to build your way up to how good it was in those games. Moving on to the next one, we're moving on to Phil's 4 Tubes of Fun, also known as Phil's Box. This thing is a 4-tubed rocket launcher. It doesn't fire heat-seeking rockets. Try to follow me on this. It does not fire heat-seeking rockets, but it fires the heat-seeking rocket entity, which fires slower than the regular RPG rocket. So it's got slow missiles that don't lock on, but you fire 4 of them rapidly. So you can really fuck some shit up if you're close range. So like Tweelave over there, done deal. I said done deal and he got out of there. Tweelave. Damn! You good? Damn, he's not even 12 anymore. He's just blood splatter. That sucks. Alright, moving on to the final weapon that we are showing. The final heavy weapon. Vice City Story fans, rejoice. The M249 returns as a heavy weapon. You can have it with a, with an assault rifle and stuff. I don't have one on me. This is a heavy weapon, so, as well as the M60, I don't know if I pointed this out, will replace RPGs, miniguns, and stuff. So you get your choice of the minigun, or the M60, or the M249. M249 is 100 rounds. It's kind of like the M60, fires a bit faster, or fires a lot faster, has more ammo, doesn't have as much range, doesn't have as much damage. So that's your trade-off. You either get the faster fire rate and more bullets, or the slower fire rate and more damage. So you can still fuck people up, don't get me wrong. You can give them the whole thing. Alright, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what sounds you guys like and didn't like, what weapons ideas you guys have. This doesn't have to end here. I can always add more. I still plan to add more. It should be out soon. Just wanted to get your guys' thoughts and stuff. I'll have more of my regular videos and stuff like that out soon. Just wanted to show you guys what I was working on. I do plan on doing the playthrough again with all of these mods once the mod pack is done, so do stick around for that. I love you guys. Join the Discord. I love you. Bye.
Yeah, take it to the head.
I put in more work than anything.
What's cracking? Righteous, homie.